Okay, welcome to the class. Today, I'm gonna show you, uh, discuss with you, or explain to you on this topic. Is Malaysia stuck in a middle income trap? So, number one, you must understand what is middle income and why it is a trap. So, once you understand what is the middle income, and you will know that this is the cutting line. Okay, well, I'm going to refer to the book, this book, New Economic Model for Malaysia. And I wish I could have the first part with me, but this is the concluding part. However, I have my file on it. So, but first, I'm just gonna survey this on my Google. Malaysia, I just type Malaysia middle income trap and I search for it. So as I go down, we can see this Malaysia stuck in middle income trap, Moody's Analytics. That was in April 2020. But however, the book, the New Economic Model, the book, the title itself gives us the idea that Malaysia is currently, or at that time when it was published, 3 December 2010. So that was 12 years ago. 3 December, nearly 12 years ago. 3 December 2010, the book. It says, the title says, New Economic Model. It seems to suggest that, or suggesting that Malaysia, at that time, 2010 was stuck in a middle income trap. And Malaysia needed a new economic model. So, what is new? What was old? I can tell you right away. The old model was Malaysia was industrializing very fast with FDI, mostly FDI. In what? In labor intensive industries. Even though you say semiconductor, yes, semiconductor is high tech. Semiconductor not only high tech, but also, please someone do the recording.
Dr. This I have recorded the class.
Not only semiconductor, the biggest export in the category of manufactured goods for Malaysia. If you go to SITC 776, semiconductor. And if you go broader with another classification, which is the major commodity export of Malaysia, ENE. ENE, yes, the other day I explained to you there are two types when you look at export data. Number one, SITC. Number two, major commodity. If you go by major commodity, ENE, electrical and electronic products, major commodity is the main export of Malaysia. But if you go to by SITC, you'll see 776 semiconductor. In the ENE is semiconductor. So yes, semiconductor is high tech. Semiconductor is not only high tech but also capital intensive. But also it involves assembly, whereas the technology for that semiconductor is not Malaysia's technology. Foreign investors from United States, from Korea, from uh, you know uh, Taiwan, Japan also came here to manufacture, semiconductor in Malaysia, to finish it here, semiconductor. Maybe, yes, finished. Some are unfinished. We don't worry about that. But again, it's semiconductor. It's not finished products. It go into computers. It will go into car. It will go into handphone. Perhaps not handphone, because semiconductor for handphone is a very, very secretive technology. It is done in a very tight control technology. If Samsung in Korea, and also in factories of Samsung in China, but nowadays there's a kind of some kind of issue between Korea and China politically, because of another politics is that, when quickly I say, when during the previous administration, not the previous one, but before that, Park Geun-hye, the president, it was the installment of THAAD, thermal aero something, area defense, the installment of that, that missile, whatever, to defend the country from, of course, from North Korea, but using that THAAD, 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 I don't remember exactly, thermal aerial defense something, using the American, from America. That THAAD is from America. So that really made China angry. So that was because of the issue, and it's escalated into economy. So investment of Samsung in China affected by that political, geopolitical, issue between the two countries. Plus, the cost of labor, cost of production in China is no longer cheap. So there's an issue of when I say that microchips that goes into the handphone, goes into many things which are small, like handphone. The smaller the things, the more expensive the microchips that will go into that, and the technology is becomes more expensive. So into the nano size. So that kind of production, not in Malaysia. That's my point. That kind of production that goes into the small tight thing will not happen in Malaysia because of secretive. I mean, the company want to keep the secret, so that happen. The production happen in our own country, in Korea, and also I said just now in China, but tightly controlled by Samsung, to safeguard that technology, the secret of that technology. But I doubt, because of the situation I mentioned just now, politically, and the cost of labor, everything. So, and plus, Samsung has committed to produce these latest microchips in the US. This is the latest, because of course, to avoid the barriers put by US government. So one way is going there to produce there. That happened long ago. I can tell you, yes, during my previous lecture, I forgot to mention one thing. When I mentioned about the Plaza Accord, 1985 Plaza Accord, if you can remember, if the meeting that time was G7, sorry, G5, not yet G7, not including Russia, not including what's the other one? So G5 met at a hotel. The name of the hotel was Plaza Hotel in New York City. I mentioned if the hotel, the meeting was at a Kajang Hotel. So today we'll be calling Kajang Accord or Bangi Accord. It met in Bangi Hotel, Bangi Accord, but met in at a hotel, Plaza Hotel, in New York City. So we call it until today the Plaza Accord. That the effect was that the value of yen was increased. Japan was made to increase, was made to agree to increase the value of the yen because United States was having a huge trade deficit with Japan. So United States at that time not only having trade deficit, twin deficit in trade, also deficit in fiscal deficit. Government expenditure more than the revenue. There's fiscal deficit plus trade deficit. So the point I didn't mention at that time was that in 1980s, United States blamed Japan for their economic trouble, mostly trade trouble in trade deficit. That was 1980s with the effect of Plaza Accord. And the thing is that I should mention now the unintended consequence of that Plaza Accord was that Malaysia got the benefit. I think I mentioned that once before. Malaysia got the benefit from Plaza Accord because suddenly Japan, with huge trade surplus, became so rich. So Japan was looking for for places to invest, to do FDI, foreign direct investment. So Malaysia became a darling. Malaysia became a darling of Japan to invest because of stability, political stability, everything. No war, no nothing, no typhoon, no earthquake, a good infrastructure. Plus, Dr. Mahathir look his policy to Japan and Korea. So, Malaysia became a darling, kekasih, for Japanese investors to invest. As a result, with the Japanese investment, Malaysia came out from the 1985 economic recession. Again, I repeat, why 1985 economic recession? The collapse of prices of commodities. Malaysia was too dependent at that time on commodities, export of palm oil, export of rubber, all this, plus slightly on tin, biji timah. All the prices of commodities collapsed, went down. So Malaysia suffered and negative 1.5% GDP growth, negative in 1985. And 1985 also, Plaza Accord. So suddenly, Japan has so much money to invest. Where to invest? Malaysia, everything nice. And even this Dr. Mahathir, look his policy to Japan, want to learn from Japan, want to learn the work ethic and business values from Japan and Korea. Oh, Malaysia. So as a result, Malaysia that put Malaysia onto a, I call it many times, what do I call this? What was it? The golden years, yes, the golden years of Malaysia's economic growth. Golden years. The golden years of Malaysia's industrialization, which 85, 86, not yet, just trying to recover. 87, until abruptly stopped. 87 stopped in 97 because of East Asian currency crisis that happened with the collapse of Thai baht that I explained to you from this book that was published in 2000. This one, August 1998. Do not get confused if you can see the two books. Tell me that you can see the two books side by side.
No, Doctor, just one book.
Okay, just can you see this book?
Yeah, the economic plan.
Uh, National Economic Recovery
Plan.
Plan. To recover dari demam, dari pulih, untuk pulih dari demam. Demam apa itu? East Asian currency crisis that began in Thailand, easy to say, and spread all over. 4 countries affected, mostly Thailand, Indonesia, Korea, all went to IMF to borrow. But Malaysia, Frank Sinatra way, or Dr. Mahathir way, I did my way, which is capital control and pegging the ringgit at 3 ringgit 80 cents. That pegging lasted for 2 years. This book, Economic Recovery Plan, National Economic Recovery Plan, was published in August 1998. August 98. August 98. August 98. As a medicine, ubat, to recover from the demam, from the, economic crisis, because I was negative as well. Economic crisis because of the currency crisis. East Asian currency crisis. Some people call it currency. Some people call it financial. East Asian financial crisis. The same crisis. There was 2010 book. Do not confuse. 2010. This book is no, sorry, 98. Why do I say 2010? This is 98. The first book here, 98, 98, 98. I'm repeating again so that you grab on your head. The National Economic Recovery Plan, the book came out August 98, 98, 98, 98, 98. 2 years later, 2 years later, okay, December 2010, another book tried to solve the problem of Malaysia may be stuck in a middle income trap. Of course, the economy recover. Let me say that after the 98, 97, 98 East Asian currency crisis, the economy of Malaysia recover in 1999. Okay, just say 2 years later, 1999. And then after 1999, 2000, right? Yes, 2000. Just say 2 years, 12 years later. 1999, just recover. 1999, 2000, yes, recovering. But the Malaysian economy is facing the global turbulence, everything, especially 2001, the September 11, 2001. Yeah, September 11, 2001, September 11, the collapse of the World Trade Center. Because of that, after that, the global economy became unstable. And the fact that Malaysia is a small open economy, anything happen outside will affect Malaysia's economy. So that was 2000, right? And 2001. This one, 2010. The second book, 2010. 12 years later, not 2 years. 12 years later, the second book, Malaysia may be stuck in a middle income trap. 2010 book. By whom? National Economic Advisory Council, NEAC. You just remember that. Suggesting Malaysia needed a new model, a new economic model. Cannot go on with this old model of FDI based on, industrialization based on FDIs from all these other countries. Previously with Japan. Did I finish what I said? Let me go back before I forgot. In 1980s, United States blame on Japan. Let me finish that one. I never got to finish because I go here and there. In 1980s, United States blame on Japan. Anything? Oh, because of you, Japan. Because of you, Japan. That was 1980s. As a result, there was a Plaza Accord, and Malaysia benefited from that, and that's how I lost my track. Today, any problem, United States blame on China. Let me repeat. In 1980s, any problem, America blame on Japan. Today, any problem, America blame on, not only today, for the past 10 years. Until today, America blame on China. In the 1980s, blame on Japan. For the past 10 years until today, blame on China. That's why there is rivalry between United States today and China. There is already the TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership. This is trade agreement, okay? Trans-Pacific, across, transnational, transnational, across national Malaysia. I mean, Semenanjung. Trans means across. Trans-Pacific, across the Pacific. The US is Pacific also, because California is on the Pacific Ocean. You go from California, you fly west, you get to Japan. So all this Trans-Pacific, including China. So Trump pulled out United States from TPP. As a result, TPP never materialized. And in May this year, May, Biden launched another one. Before that, RCEP, because United States, why Trump took out United States from TPP? Because there's China there. Why? Why China? China is seen by America as a threat. China dilihat sebagai ancaman. Amerika melihat China ancaman, a threat. So that's why rivalry today. And that was not Trump alone until today with Biden as well. So because no TPP, in Malay TPP tak jadi, so all these East Asian countries and including Australia, New Zealand signed another thing, RCEP. You can Google R including Malaysia, Regional Comprehensive Partnership. You can see this on the screen, right? Yeah. Let me go Google the TPP. Trans-Pacific Partnership, yes, this one didn't happen. Drafted in October 25, not enforced. Tak jadi. No ratification. Because anything, you have when you have agreement, but not bilateral, multilateral agreement or regional. This is regional agreement. Each country's parliament or United States is the Congress must ratify. So no ratification. Not only no ratification by United States. Trump took it out. I mean, Trump took out United States from TPP, and TPP never happened. Only so tak jadi. So as a result, what are the TPP agreement? Let's go. Australia, Brunei, Canada, Chile, Japan, Malaysia, Mexico, China. Okay. So this is after China was left out. So, and is China in the TPP? China announced this month, there was 27. Okay. China announced this month that it has officially applied to join the comprehensive TPP. There was 27 September 2021, but that was after Trump took out United States from TPP. So the whole thing collapsed, never materialized. So this is the one that's happening already in effect this much. This is I'm already giving you a lecture for the group on regional integration, and also this international economic relations of Malaysia, with that intention, tanpa sengaja, I'm doing this already for you. This is RCEP, November 2020, effective. I say March, January this year. I'm not far. January this year already, because March was I remember the date of really actual implementation, but it was effective January 1st, 2022 this year. This Asia Pacific, Australia, Brunei, Cambodia, China. Yes, China in. Indonesia. Of course, when it's China, no America. You see my point? There is rivalry between America and China. TPP, no China. TPP, no China. The one, but Trump, however, wanted to, appease, the American, the conservative voters, that this TTP will be a loss proposition for American industries. Will start losing job. Manufacturing will be out there in other countries, and United States, American will be importing goods from all these countries. Americans will lose jobs. Yeah, I mean, these are the conservative, voters in America, mostly in the West, in the Midwest, and what the industrial belt, not belt, tali pinggang, but it's not tali pinggang. Belt, industrial belt is like an area in the United States from north from not Illinois, this this area, the automobile. Michigan, from Michigan all the way down to Texas. Texas with the IT, everything. Those are considered, those states are industrial belt. Like in Malaysia, industrial belt will be from Penang, a bit of Kulim, Kedah, and Perak, all the way to Kelang Valley, all the way to Nilai, Seremban, Nilai, or there's a industrial belt, all the way to maybe Pasir Gudang, Skodai, all those industrial belt, not bet, belt. So most of the voters, Trump, got the votes from all these people. So he took out United States from TTP, even though no China. But that rivalry, it is until today. Biden next. So because next, I will mention what Biden launched in May this year. So because no TPP tak jadi, ASEAN countries still want to get together. But with China, it's not because of these ASEAN countries like China. It's just kind of a balancing act. You need China, you need America, you need also China. So there is a RCEP. Australia, Brunei, Cambodia, China, Indonesia, Japan, South Korea, Laos, and Malaysia, and Myanmar, New Zealand, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. Let's see how many are the ASEAN. When we say ASEAN, the 10 countries ASEAN, we don't say Asian. Asian is ASIAN. Are you Asian? Yes, I'm Asian. That's Asian. ASEAN. The 10 countries ASEAN, we call it ASEAN. So that's the difference when when you say Asian, you Asian, you're from Asia. ASEAN 10, with ASEAN here, Brunei, Cambodia 2, Indonesia 3, Laos 4, Malaysia 5, Myanmar 6, Philippines 7, Singapore 8, Thailand 9, Vietnam 10. Yes, all the ASEAN countries, 10 countries of ASEAN. Follow what I say, ASEAN, not Asian, ASEAN. The 10 countries are in. Plus Australia and New Zealand. It's always there. It's like a twin, kembar, Australia and New Zealand. When there's Australia, there's also New Zealand. Plus the ASEAN plus 2, previously plus 2. And later on, ASEAN plus 3. What are plus 3? Plus 2 was Japan and Korea. Plus 2, long ago, plus 2. ASEAN partner, ASEAN plus 2. Japan and Korea. ASEAN plus 3 is ASEAN 10 plus Japan, Korea, and China. ASEAN plus 3. That's how we call it. ASEAN plus 3. ASEAN plus 3 plus ANZ. So this is RCEP, which is ASEAN driven. This is ASEAN. I'm talking about ASEAN, not Asian. ASEAN. This RCEP is ASEAN driven, led by ASEAN countries. Was conceived at the 2011 ASEAN Summit in Bali, Indonesia. So it is ASEAN driven. ASEAN at the driver's seat, pemandu. ASEAN duduk di kerusi pemandu kereta itu, kereta RCEP. So, including China. And when there is China, United States doesn't want to join. You understand? Rivalry, persaingan. In a way, this is my personal comment. I think it's good. In a way, looking at positive and negative. Negative, well, yes, there's going to be a lot of maybe conflict. Militarily, we worry about that conflict in the military area between America and China. That conflict almost happening. Well, not almost. It was shown in the case of Taiwan when 2 months ago, when the Senate, the head of United States Senate is like Senate, the one in Malaysia, there's Dewan Rakyat. Dewan Rakyat is the lower one. Dewan Rakyat is Congress in United States. Dewan Negara, and Dewan Negara dilantik. In Malaysia, appointed. Dewan Rakyat selected by the election. In the US, both are elected. The lower one, Congress, election. Senate, which is Dewan Negara. Dewan Rakyat, Dewan Negara. Dewan Rakyat, Dewan Negara. Down, Dewan Rakyat. Dewan Negara, up. Malaysia, Dewan Negara, up one. Is appointed, dilantik. United States, both are elected through election. Congress, the lower one. Senate. So 2 months ago, will you see? Her name, Nancy. Her name, Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi, the head of the Senate. Senate is the top one. Visited Taiwan, which according to China, Taiwan belongs to China. Airplanes from, from China, Chinese airplane was doing the, flying. Some people call it provocation, but for China, it looks at it's, the visit by American Senate leader, the head of the Senate, Speaker, the Speaker of the Senate Speaker is like encroaching China's property, China's sovereignty, which is Taiwan, according to China, belongs to China. So that was people are worried about, what happened. So there is, on the negative side, this rivalry between China and America, negative side, that can cause problem in this region, military conflict in this region, and Taiwan will be affected. Not only Taiwan, all this region, including Malaysia, including all this region, will be affected by the military conflict, and that's going to be bad for the economy of this region and so on. However, that's negative. Positive side, my own opinion, positive side, it's good. Let them, rival between the two. Will open up opportunities for Malaysia to do more with China in terms of trade, at the same time to do more with the United States. We call it Malay makan dua. Makan dengan China, trade and investment. What is makan dua? Nak makan dua. There's another term, I don't know the term. You get benefit with China for your own benefit. Malaysia's benefit from China, get Malaysia's benefit, own Malaysia's benefit from United States. Because of that rivalry, when China and America, especially United States, are not trading clearly, I mean, with China directly, so there's a room for Malaysia to benefit by exporting products, from China. Yeah, China has, in terms of technology, has gone up, and that worries America. Chinese technology worries America. So I'm saying that products from China can be assembled here and can satisfy markets in Europe and anywhere else, including America, unless America does something. Okay, there's a content regulation there will determine this Malaysia's product has content from China. So United States, I mean, certain, I don't know how much, if 100% completely off, that's a big problem. Uh, Maybe limit Chinese content in Malaysia's product that can be allowed, that product can be allowed in the United States, maybe say below 30%. Okay. I mean, I'm talking something which is not happening yet, uh, regarding the restriction by the United States, because uh, the fact that I have yet to see, because of this rivalry between China and United States, Malaysia has obtained a lot of investment from China here. Because of that, I have yet to see that happening. Uh, but there is already Chinese investment in construction. China is big on construction and can finish the job at a lower cost, fast. But you better be careful, the quality and so on. But China is big in construction, but in manufacturing, China is still maintaining, actually, because manufacturing is something that you must consider. What? The secrecy of the technology. You cannot simply go out to another country to benefit from lower labor there, lower cost of production there, but you have to consider your technology proprietorship, the secrecy of technology. So I have yet to really see China investing a lot in technology related manufacturing in Malaysia. So, however, there's room for Malaysia to do with China, and there's room for Malaysia to do with United States as well. So Malaysia can benefit from that. So this is my opinion. Malaysia can, on the positive side, Malaysia can benefit from the rivalry. And the other second one, which has got to do with the geopolitical everything, and I can say, I must say right now, okay, it's good. United States rivalry with China, because good for Islam. Yeah, I mentioned. I want to say that. What happened if China and America get together? Both get together. China and America get together against Islam and Islamic countries. What happened? So in a way, United States, choose to rival, to compete, to rival, to bergaduh with China, is good for Islam. That's my own opinion. Okay, let's go back. I mean, Islam and Islamic countries. I mean, better than they getting together. America and China get together against Islamic countries and Islam. Okay. Regional Comprehensive Partnership is actually ASEAN driven. So again, going back to my point, when there is China, because of that rivalry, when there's China there, no America. America will not be in because of that rivalry. So Biden is not happy with Recep. Who's Biden? Current American president. Before Trump, previously Trump, now Biden. Biden is not happy. That's my own word, okay? Because this berkiblat to China. Well, I'm not saying berkiblat. There is China there. China is why America is so much worried about China. China is the second largest economy in the world. The largest one, America, China number 2, Germany jatuh, dropped from number 2 becomes number 3. And after that, Japan. Again, they explained to me in 1980s, America blamed Japan because Japan at that time was number 3. Germany also always number 2. Blame on Japan. Now blame anything on China. So there's a rivalry. So Biden, okay, this is the countries. This is that, Biden not happy with that. Biden, Indo-Pacific. This is the latest economic framework. But 2 days ago, 3 days ago, this sign. This is the picture, okay? Before I go to the wiki. 4 days ago, 4 days ago. Happened 4 days ago. Signed the agreement. US Indo-Pacific. This one is led by US and no China. September 6th. United States and 13 other Indo-Pacific countries. Why Indo now? United States bring in, you see, remember, RCEP, 10 ASEAN countries plus 3 partners, Japan, Korea, and then what? Japan, Korea, China. The 3. Of course, when there's China, no Taiwan. You cannot make China angry. When there's China, no Taiwan. Because China, according to China, Taiwan belongs to China. So, ASEAN 10 plus 3, Japan, Korea, China, plus the kembar, the twin of ANZAC, Australia, New Zealand. Yes, that's it. RCEP. No United States. There's China. So Biden not happy. He started in May. So 4 days ago, including this semiconductor chips. This is another thing. These 4 countries, there's a chips countries agreement, similarly like that. These four countries only. Japan, Korea, United States. I'll Google that one. Let's go to this, not the 9, not the 6, because this news is 4 days ago on the 9th. This is before. The picture is before the 6th. 6 September before. Actually, 4 days ago, 9 September, United States and 13 countries. Here, Indo, because United States brings in India. India. That's why the word not Pacific only, but India, Indo. Pacific countries on Friday or last Friday, 4 days ago, agreed on parameters for negotiating closer trade and economic ties that anticipate. Okay. U.S. Representative Catherine Tai, I don't know where she originally from. This American, maybe from Hong Kong. She comes from Hong Kong. I don't know. I have to Google. Let's Google Catherine Tai. Catherine Tai. I was curious. This Catherine Tai, American attorney serving current U.S. trade representative. Just now, the lady here, this is Secretary of Commerce. Secretary is like minister, minister of commerce. This lady is not minister. This is trade representative that will negotiate anything for in terms of trade. First Asian American to serve, born in Connecticut. It's not Connecticut, Connecticut. American nationality, but I wonder, good Yale, Harvard School. I wonder maybe where she originally. Daughter of Taiwanese. Daughter of a Taiwanese. So the parents come from Taiwan. That makes China angry. This Taiwanese, I mean, heritage became trade representative of China, of America, that will negotiate anything on trade. This, you see, this U.S. trade representative, USTR, USTR is the one that deals with tariffs, deals with negotiation on the WTO, deals with anything, this disputes, and therefore is a levy to other countries. This is the USTR, which happened to be anyone, but this time for the first time is Asian American. She's American, born in Connecticut. Interestingly, a daughter of a Taiwanese. And what else? This makes China more angrier from Taiwan. I thought from Hong Kong, not from Macau. Okay. Okay, let's go to the wiki. Okay, in academic writing, wiki is not fancy. If you do the reference wiki, because wiki is a open source. Anyone can edit. I am a contributor also on wiki. So some of the points are not authentic. So that's why wiki is not fancy. If you write academic writing, you put based on wiki. No, it's not stylish. But for teaching, wiki is good one. Joe Biden in May this year. It's an economic initiative launched by United States President John Biden. The framework will launch a total 14 14, 14 participating founding member, 14 nation, with the latest entry by Fiji, the first South Pacific island to join, with an open invitation for other countries to join at any time. Initiative was writing the new rules for 21st century economy, stating that the agreement would make the participants' economies grow faster and fairer. The Commerce Secretary just now, Secretary said like Minister, okay? Not that lady, Thai. Thai is the one, well, call this. There's no similar setup in Malaysia, because if there is a negotiation, it's the minister. In the case of Malaysia, this role will be fulfilled by the Minister of MITI Trade, Minister of International Trade and Industry, MITI only. There's no such thing as Malaysia's trade representative. No, not equivalent to Malaysia. The same man. But in the United States, there's a minister, which is Commerce Secretary, and that lady just now, Catherine Tai, USTR trade representative, argued that the framework constituted the most significant international economic engagement the United States has ever had in the region. Analysts have compared this with the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which United States during Trump withdrew, take out, keluar in 2017. The pull out, keluar, pull out. Initiative is intended to be precursor for later, does not include a uniform lowering of tariffs. So we don't want to get into that. Participating countries' reaction, of course, Chinese reaction, criticize the initiative as an attempt to further economic decoupling from China. This is a nice word, decoupling. You're going to see this in writing in newspaper, of course, not regular newspaper. Decoupling, couple, decouple meaning the opposite of coupling. Pemisahan in Malay, memisahkan, to decouple, to pisahkan China, to isolate China. Of course, America and China berlawan. Oh yeah, let me go back. What worries America the most is the size of the economy of China. Second largest economy in the world today will become the number one. The giant number one will take over America. Size of the economy and trade, and what worries the most, technology. See, last week there was a fail. NASA failed to go to launch to the moon. But few months ago, maybe last month, China has launched a rocket to what? To China rocket space. Launch. China launched something. Launch this is a different thing. To space. Let's start with this. There was some I don't remember, but last month China launch Let's try this one. Oh, line space explorer. Yeah, this one. Again, wiki for teaching only. Yeah. So mission to Mars. This is to go to the Mars, to Mars. On July 23rd, 2020, China launched Tianwen-1. May 14, 2021, China, the third nation to both land softly on established communication from the Martian space. Mars. This is Mars. Soviet Union, US, China, all competing. Now, now America, United States has two enemies: China so there was Soviet Union and Russia. No more Soviet Union. Okay, it's Russia. That was long ago. So go back to what I'm saying. I was saying that what worries America the most is the size of the economy of China will take over America economy and technology, including the race to conquer the outer space, Mars, Moon. That's why last week NASA wanted to go to Moon, but failed. The first time and second time, it was it was supposed to be last Friday. Uh, Originally, the first one, the failed one, Wednesday. Last Friday was supposed to be the schedule, rescheduled, but never happened. So not yet, maybe. So, okay, explaining to you what is America. Now this is RCP. Ah, the Indo-Pacific. Yes, not RCP. Indo-Pacific. RCP was ASEAN driven, and America not there. China inside, not happy. America is not happy with that. China inside. Now, Biden's own, American own. He launched in May, and 4 days ago signed, agree. Malaysia attended in Los Angeles, California.
So can I ask something?
Yes.
Last 4 days, I think I read an article in Facebook saying that China may never overtake the US in terms of economy. So I read the article, but I could not read the whole thing because the article I need to pay to read the whole thing. So I didn't find answer why China may never overtake the US economy. So I read the comments, and some say that as long as the GP is measured in US dollar, China will never overtake US.
Yes.
So
I have an answer, even though I have not read it. So
I
please,
tag you on that one.
you can help all of us here. Put that link in the Telegram so that I can read and your classmate can read. I have not read it, but I have the answer, which probably correct
Sure,
or probably not correct. The answer is
sure.
that as long as the one is correct, I agree with that. GDP is measured in the US dollar. However, that doesn't matter whether you measure US GDP in US dollar or not. It's a matter of it's a matter of exchange rate. You know, the exchange rate. Of course, China's uh, renminbi yuan is much lower than the value of a dollar. Dollar is always strong. You know, uh, because of that, you measure GDP based on dollar. Dollar is always America is always on the top, but that's superficial only. Depends on the exchange rate. But my answer this one: as long as the world use dollar as the medium exchange for trade, international trade, and also for reserve, central bank reserves, as long as the world is using US dollar, US dollar will be always on the top. US, the size, the economy will be always on the top as number one, as long as people continue to use dollar. That's my answer, which may be correct, maybe incorrect. So, in a way, that people must have other countries must diversify. But how can you diversify if the rest of the world wants dollar? Dollar, you go to other country, they want dollar. When I visited Cambodia, I can buy everything with dollar. At that time, I didn't have the Cambodia money, so I use dollar. It's scattered, but not here in Malaysia. No, you cannot buy things with US dollar. You have to change to ringgit. But in less developed countries, for example, Cambodia, yes, you can buy. In Vietnam, you can use dollar to buy. In Korea, yes, in 1970s. Yeah, 1980s, but not anymore. You must use Korean won. So that depends on level of economic development in a country. But the rest, everything today is dollar denominated. When you want to do transaction for trade, everything in dollar, and that's why central bank have reserve in dollar as the main, even though they have other reserve in other currency, China's currency, uh, euro, but dollar remains the main currency in the world. As long as that is the thing, China cannot take over US. According to the article, which is from my own opinion, I look at that as long as not according to the article, it's my own opinion. Similarly to that article, similar to that article, uh, China cannot take over United States because of everyone is using US dollar for everything. That's my answer. So Malaysia signed in the Pacific, 9 August. Oh, that was old news. That was in May. When is because NST. This is a diplomat. The diplomat is a not newspaper. Is a so just NST online. I wanna get the simple news. Just the one September. NST September. Let's try this. Even though there's no NST, let's go to this Free Malaysia today. It's a so U.S. Indo-Pacific countries launch new generation trade talks. Launch September 8th, and there's Catherine Tai. It was in Los Angeles. I want to see that picture. Oh no, that picture that's standing. Yeah, EPF. Just block. I don't want that. Indo-Pacific. 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 New Straits. Straits Times. Must give 2 days ago, last week. Oh, this Pelosi arrived in Malaysia, then after that to Taiwan. Yeah, but this is Straits Time. This is not New Straits Time. This Straits Time is Singapore. What happened? This is yeah. Asia Pacific nations. I want to see. This is the picture. That was 4 days ago. Okay, published 10 September. Malaysia is one of them. Where's the flag? Yeah, the flag. Malaysia. This is Minister Azmin Ali. This happens in Los Angeles, California on September 8th. Yes, not 10. September 8th. September 8th is Friday? Thursday. Thursday. Friday in Malaysia already because we're ahead. On Thursday in the US, September 8th. This picture, Thursday, September 8th. Okay. I just want to show this picture. Malaysia is in a way. So this Indo-Pacific framework. And no China. Okay, let's go back to our lecture. How do we get there? How do we get here? So I was saying that the book here 2020. Wait. The first book was 1998. 98, okay? The first book, 98. National Recovery. To recover. To recover. To pulih dari demam. Demam krisis mata wang. 98, the book. This one, 12 years later, 12 tahun kemudian, new economic model. Because Malaysia was considered as being stuck in the middle income trap. So let's go back to our how do I get there? I was discussing to you 1985 economic recession, and I was discussing with you the 2000, the 1997-98 East Asian financial crisis or currency crisis, and Malaysia on a recovery, 99, 2000, but 2001, 2001 was the World Trade Center collapse. The two airplanes went through World Trade Center, and as a result, the global economy became unstable, and there was also rivalry between within United States and China, and that intensified today. That's how I got there. With a TPP yang tak jadi, TTP no China, but Trump took it out because Trump wanted to appease the voters of his voters that said TPP will lose, American will lose jobs. So he took it out. And then as a result, ASEAN managed to be in the driver's seat to form another grouping, RCEP, with China. And Biden is not happy with that. America not happy with that. So America in May, proposed the Indo-Pacific, including bringing the India. And that's how, 4 days ago, that's how I got there. So now this is Malaysia middle income trap. So China, why is China rowing through the middle income level? This is because GDP per capita, GDP China is big, but when you divide by the number of population, GDP per capita of China is down because many people, population battery is low. Okay. Yeah, let's go down. So Malaysia stuck in middle income trap. So number of articles already, including video, Malaysia middle income trap. Can Malaysia reach high economic, high income status? lifting Malaysia out of middle income trap, Malaysia's challenge. So this has been talked not today, because the book, I'm repeating again, the book is when? 2010. Today, 2022. 12 years ago. This has been talked about 12 years ago with the book that came out from NEAC. Okay? NEAC, National Economic Advisory Council, NEAC. NEAC. And the first book was National Economic Action Council. Yeah, the name same, NEAC. The first book, which is Currency Crisis, 98. NEAC also, but the name different. National Economic Action Council. National Economic Action Council. The first book, Action. National Economic Action Council. Even though the spelling, NEAC, Action Council. This one, National Economic Advisory Council. NEAC also advisory. 2010, not today. 12 years ago. Nearly, because this December, 3rd of December 2010. Even though you see here, the news may be 2020, but 10 years, 2010 already. Is Malaysia stuck? Yeah, the video 2021, 2012, yes, 2000 was near. 12 is near because 2010 was the issue published in the book. Needed a new economic model. So Malaysia's challenge of avoiding the new middle income trap. How Malaysia can escape the middle income trap. Malaysia's middle income trap. Can Malaysia ever move away from middle income trap? So many articles. How to avoid middle income traps. Evidence from Malaysia. World Bank also. This is World Bank. The trap of the middle income. Malay Mail News. There was 2021. Long time ago. 2010. Already talked about that. So I think we take, I'm gonna, this is IMF, this is Asia Foundation, this where was I saw one from World Bank. Where was it? World Bank. That's how to avoid. Let's take the normal newspaper. When we want to discuss, we can discuss at the, at the level of the people. Easy to understand is newspaper. Don't try to go to World Bank yet. The trap of the middle income. I'm going to take a break after this. There was what I want to say just now when I said take. The trap of the middle income trap. Interesting. The trap of the middle income trap. This is published not here, not on the newspaper, Star newspaper. Star newspaper will take from somewhere else. Oh, okay. That usually, if like this here, Reuters, AFP. This is really because this Paulo Castillo, he works at Help University in KL. Oh, okay. This is in 2021, but the problem is not new. 2010 already. When the publication is 2010, it means that the issue was, you know, surfaced, not 2010, 2008, 2009, and with the, in the end, publication 2010 for a solution planned for, you know, for solution. So the problem of the so-called middle income trap, which has kept Malaysia among the upper middle income countries for many years, despite growing faster than most of the high income counterparts, has been debated for a long time. The good news is that both the World Bank and the government have recently projected Malaysia is finally very likely to achieve high income status between 2024 and 2028, you know, beginning from 2024. During that area, that year, 24 or late 28. So this celebrated as a huge achievement, just as it was in the 10th Malaysia Plan in 2010, when government first aimed to hit this threshold by 2020. Remember, wawasan 2020. This is in our lecture of policies. Okay, wawasan 2020. Okay, I stop sharing. I think I'm gonna stop, take a break after this. Okay, now this is the book, The Way Forward. This is a speech, collection of a speech by Prime Minister at that time, Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. If you can read, Malaysia, The Way Forward. I cannot read because it's opposite to me on the screen, the mirror, by Prime Minister. Can Hanif read that for me?
Okay, sure, Doctor. Uh, it said that Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, Prime Minister of Malaysia,
That's it.
and Chairman.
Yeah.
The pictures is quite blurred, Doctor. So, and Chairman Malaysia Business Council.
Okay. Let me read. Okay. The Way Forward, Prime Minister of Malaysia and Chairman, Malaysian Business Council. So the speech was done by Dr. Mahathir. This is the text of the working paper. I'm reading from here, the bottom. The text of the working paper presented by Dr. Mahathir at the inaugural meeting of the Malaysian Business Council, MBC, Malaysian Business Council, in Kuala Lumpur, February 28. Remember the date, February 28, 1991. The speech that gave to Wawasan 2020. This is the speech, the origin of Wawasan 2020. Speech by Dr. Mahathir, February 28, 1991. The speech is in English. From here comes Wawasan 2020, 1991. The ultimate objective, I'm reading. The purpose of this paper is to present before you some thoughts on the future course of our nation and how we should go about to attain our objective of developing Malaysia into an industrialized country. Also outlined are some measures that should be in place in a shorter term so that the foundations can be laid for a long journey towards the ultimate objective, which is fully developed. No, not yet. I have to read. Hope the ultimate objective will come later. That's my point. Hopefully, the Malaysian who is born today and in the years to come will be the last generation of our citizens who will be living in a country that's so-called developing. The ultimate objective that we should aim for is a Malaysia that is a fully developed country by the year 2020. A fully developed country by the year 2020. This is wawasan 2020. And that did not happen. That's why Dr. Mahathir was very upset and very angry. I stop at that. Very upset and very angry. His wawasan 2020 did not happen. He resigned as Prime Minister 2004 or 2003. He stepped down 2003 or 2004. 2004 maybe. 2004, it means 2020. 16 years before, 2020. He stepped down 2004 and gave it to Abdullah Badawi, and Abdullah Badawi did not continue and gave it to Najib Razak. So, fully developed country by the year 2020, and so on. These are the challenges. Okay, there are 9 central strategic challenges. This is also a lecture for you. But one thing I want to mention right now, there is a difference between those that has gone through Parliament. This one did not go through Parliament, but indirectly go into Parliament when Seven Malaysia Plan, I think, because 6 Malaysia Plan is this 1991, whereas not enough time, because he made a speech in February. But look at this. Forward in 6 Malaysia Plan, that's why I said 7. 1991. Not inside there yet. Not. Okay, let's read from 6 Malaysia Plan. The 6 Malaysia Plan, 1991-95, is the first phase of the implementation of the second outline perspective plan. I'm reading from here. This 6 Malaysia Plan is the first phase, fasa pertama pelaksanaan rangka rancangan jangka panjang kedua, which is for 10 years, 1991 to 2000. This is rangka rancangan jangka panjang kedua, menyusul that follow the rangka rancangan jangka panjang pertama. Do not try to find that book. There's no such book. I think because rangka rancangan jangka panjang pertama, the first outline plan was the dasar ekonomi baru. The first OPP, easy to say, okay? Outline perspective plan. In English, this rangka rancangan jangka panjang, RRJP in Malay. Now we start using the short term, okay? Easy for you to grab. RRJP JP2. This is RRJP2. According to the 6th Malaysia Plan, this 6th Malaysia Plan is the first phase of RRJP2. In English, the first phase of OPP. RRJP in Malay, RRJP, rangka rancangan jangka panjang, RRJP. In English, OPP, outline perspective plan. OPP2. OPP2, this is OPP2 for 10 years. 91 until 2000. Again, I'm repeating. Compared with OPP1, this is OPP2. OP 10 years only, 10 years only. OPP1, 20 years. 20 years. That's the only one, 20 years. OPP1, do not try to find a book. OPP1. Because OPP1 is actually dasar ekonomi baru. For 20 years, dasar ekonomi baru. Which is 1970 until 1990. OPP1 is actually essentially dasar ekonomi baru, new economic policy that was for 20 years. OPP1, 20 years. OPP2, 10 years only. OPP3, 10 years only. This is OPP3. Again, all 10 years. Why? 20 years is too long. Anything can happen. Any changes in the global scenario, domestic scenario, everything. So you cannot adjust easily. 20 years, too long. So OPP3, 10 years. OPP2, 10 years. OPP1, do not try to find it. 20 years. Because that was dasar ekonomi baru. And yet, the book Dasar Ekonomi Baru, you should not try to find it. Not available at all, because Dasar Ekonomi Baru, I mentioned this very strongly in our previous lecture. Dasar Ekonomi Baru for 20 years is launched together with second Malaysia Plan. And you must remember, Malaysia's economic plan is for 5 years. So the launch of the second Malaysia Plan, which is Rancangan Malaysia Kedua, launched together. Inside here is the Dasar Ekonomi Baru. Do not try to find a book with the logo of Malaysia, Dasar Ekonomi Baru. No, not available. Inside here is Dasar Ekonomi Baru, launched together with the second Malaysia Plan for 5 years. Second Malaysia Plan is for 5 years. You follow me? 5 years only. 71 until 75. 71 until 75. 5 years only. But inside here, the plan for 20 years. You follow me? Inside this 5-year plan, launched together with it, the plan for 20 years, which is dasar ekonomi baru or new economic policy, and that new economic policy is the first OPP atau RRJP pertama. This is RRJP kedua, 10 years only, 91-2000, RRJP 3, 2001 to 2010. So, not yet finished. Where is it? Yeah. Six Malaysia Plan. This is 6 Malaysia Plan, the first phase of the implementation of second outline perspective plan, 1991 to 2000, which embodies mengandungi the national development policy. So you must know. After DEB, after dasar ekonomi baru, or NEP in English, New Economic Policy, the policy menyusul that follow NEP or dasar ekonomi baru was NDP. So you must know NEP 20 years, NEP, followed by NDP, National Development Policy, Dasar Pembangunan Negara in Malay, DPN in Malay, DPN for 10 years. NEP, NDP, National Development Policy in Malay, DEB, Dasar Pembangunan Negara, DPN. That's the point that I want to show you. What happened after NEP? It was NDP. So not in there. So this 7 Malaysia Plan. I both look at this so thick, very thick, very thick. I both in English and in Malay. How much I spent for the 60 ringgit. 60 ringgit in English, 60 ringgit in Malay. I both. I'm like a library for Malaysia plans. I spend my own money. So the 7th Malaysia Plan is the second phase of the outline perspective plan of OPP. So I'm wrong, not 7. Because 7 Malaysia Plan is the second phase of NDP, National Development Policy. So let's go to 8th Malaysia Plan. And I must tell you that I no time, I forgot to tell. Between each of the Malaysia Plan, midterm review of the 7th Malaysia Plan. So midterm review of but this has not happened since second or third. This midterm review, as far as I know, started with 6. This is a 5th Malaysia Plan. Okay, kelima, 5th Malaysia Plan. But there's no book. Kajian Sepertengah Rancangan Malaysia kelima, or midterm review of 5th Malaysia Plan. So I think beginning 6th Malaysia Plan, this is So 6 Malaysia plan is 1991, 95. 1991, 1992, 1993 must come a book, midterm review, kajian separuh penggal in Malay. Look at this. I spend a lot of money. I have both. Kajian separuh penggal in Malay, 6 Malaysia plan. Came out in 1993. Yes, I'm right, in the middle. 1993. How much I spent? 35 ringgit. In Malay, this is English. Kajian separuh penggal, midterm review. Same. 35 ringgit, but I bought it at a discount. So I would say that beginning 6th Malaysia plan, which is 1991, Malaysia started to have midterm review, the book document. I'm not saying there's no midterm review, but there's a publication with the logo beginning with 6th Malaysia plan. They may have, but not published. 6 Malaysia plan, 7 Malaysia plan, the midterm review 7 Malaysia plan. So 8 Malaysia plan. Still, I'm not getting to my point. Remember my point? One, there is a pass in the parliament is different from a speech. That's the point I'm getting. But it will get into the parliament as included, not itself as by itself. That's my point that I'm getting. So long, very, very long. I'm getting one. So this is 8th Malaysia plan. Chart the next step. That 8th Malaysia plan. Forward. As a nation, we'll have to take towards becoming a united and fully developed nation in our own mold. This is in English. I'm going to read in Malay. Same. How much I spent for this? This is published in 2001. 70 ringgit. 70 ringgit in Malay, 70 ringgit in English. 140 ringgit. Already I spent my own. Okay, rancangan Malaysia ke-8 menggariskan langkah yang perlu kita laksanakan untuk menjadi sebuah negara yang bersatu padu dan maju, developed, maju mengikut acuan kita sendiri menjelang tahun 2020. So, rancangan Malaysia ke-8 final is the one, no, I'm not saying finally, is the one that includes wawasan 2020. Because NEP, 20 years, followed by NDP, National Development Policy, 10 years, and 10 years under what? 6th Malaysia Plan and 7th Malaysia Plan. So, beginning 8th Malaysia Plan, the policy of Malaysia dasar, after NDP was dasar wawasan negara, National Vision Policy. Even the word 2020 not mentioned there. So, somehow, I think that's something I'll explain to you later. This plan also, the first phase of the third OPP. The third OPP. 8th Malaysia Plan is the first phase of 3rd OPP. RRJP ketiga. The first phase. 10 years, so 8th Malaysia Plan and 9th Malaysia Plan. The strategies and programs presented are aimed at putting the nation on a stronger footing and to become more resilient and competitive. The plan is also first phase of OPP3. The recent financial crisis, this is 2001, 2001 published. The crisis, 1998, about 2 years before that. The recent financial crisis clearly demonstrated the need for resilience, both economically and socially. It serves to remind us that we can no longer depend on past formulas for our future success. During the 8th Malaysia Plan period, we will be faced with even greater challenges from globalization and liberalization. Emphasis will be given to improving management. Okay, we will have to enhance competitiveness of economy, strengthen our economy, improve our total factor productivity. To do that, we will have to shift the growth strategy. This is Dr. Mahathir forward by Dr. Mahathir, to shift the growth strategy from being an input-driven, to shift that from input-driven towards one that is knowledge-driven. Okay. Emphasis was given to improving management and organizational techniques, upgrading R&D and science and technology as well as strengthening innovative capacity. Yes. Page 4. National Vision Policy. Page 4 in the 8th Malaysia Plan. National Vision Policy. Dasar Wawasan Negara. Page 4. Now begin to start talking about policy. Page 4. Okay. Page 3, introduction. Page 3. See me? I have yellow marker already. I read it during the time that I got the book. It was 2001, about 20 years ago. Oh. The 8th Malaysia Plan will incorporate the strategies and programs and projects designed to achieve NVP, achieve N, Norway, V, Vietnam, P, Portugal. National Vision Policy, NVP, National Vision Policy objectives of sustainable growth and strengthen economic resilience and create a united and equitable society. The priority will be accorded to increasing supply and quality of manpower, enhancing research and development, and accelerating development of growth sectors. Emphasis will also be given to strengthening positive values among Malaysians and promote united and equitable society. Page 4. Yes. This is in our lecture of policies. Okay. National, you can see this now. National Vision Policy. So we have NEP, which is Dasar Ekonomi Baru, NEP 71 until 1990, 20 years. For 10 years, 1991 until 2000, 10 years, NDP. So we have NEP, 20 years. We have NDP, 10 years. And replaced by NVP, 10 years also. So NVP, in between 2001, this is 2001. 2005, not in between. So MVP 2001, 5, 2006, 10, which is 9th Malaysia Plan. This is the MVP. By 2010, which is, the 9th Malaysia Plan. So, but that vision will continue into the 10th Malaysia Plan and 11th Malaysia Plan for the Vision 2030 to be achieved. So, I'm reading NVP. NVP. The NVP incorporates the critical thrust of the previous development policies, namely economic policy and national development policy, with the overriding objective of national unity. You see? Maintain. The one is maintain is national unity. Remember, dasar ekonomi baru, the first word I don't want to open, time is limited. National unity is the overriding goal of this nation. That's mentioned by Tun Razak in the foreword, and also the first word in Dasar Ekonomi Baru, national unity is the overriding goal of this nation. And with this, 8th Malaysia Plan also mentioned again, the NVP is also guide. The NVP incorporates critical values and previous development policy of NEP and NDP with the overriding objective of national unity, eradicating poverty irrespective of race, restructuring society, and balanced development will remain. See, this is the proof. No change in that policy of eradicating poverty and restructuring of the society remains. Eradicating poverty, irrespective of race, and restructuring of society and balanced development. Balanced development comes inside the NDP with the 6th Malaysia Plan. 6th Malaysia Plan began to look at balanced development among West Coast, East Coast, Sabah, Sarawak. 6th Malaysia Plan, which is the first, 6 and 7 is the NDP. 6 and 7 Malaysia Plan, NDP. Now, now 8. Right. 6 and 7 NDP. This is 8. 8 is NVP. So let me read again. Eradicating poverty, irrespective race, and restructuring society and balanced development will remain as key strategies. I would say balanced regional development remains as a key strategy, as key strategies. The MVP is also guided by the strategic challenges of Vision 2020 is mentioned here. Even though the name MVP, no name inside there, 2020, but the text will say the NVP is also guided by the strategic challenge of Wawasan 2020. That's what I'm saying to you. I'm trying to say to you this. This is a speech. Wawasan 2020 is a speech. It is not a policy secara khusus diluluskan di parlimen. That's the point I'm trying to get. Very long to get to that point. I want to emphasize that this speech of Wawasan 2020 is not the speech is not the policy that was tabled, dibentangkan di parlimen. No, it was a speech in February 1991 di hadapan Malaysian Business Council. Now, speech, I assume at hotel, and down there businessmen, chief of corporate, whatever. So, Wawasan 20 come from here. Let me read. 9 challenges, 9 central challenges in the Wawasan 2020. Number 1, this from the book, this speech of Dr. Mahathir. Number 1, the challenge of establishing a united Malaysian nation. That's number 1 challenge. Cabaran pertama. Second one, okay, this must be a nation of at peace with itself, territorially and ethnically integrated, living in harmony and full and fair partnership. Okay. The second one, challenge, creating a psychologically liberated and secure and developed Malaysian society with faith and confidence in itself, justifiably proud of what it is and what it has accomplished, robust enough to face all manner of adversity. The third challenge, fostering and developing a mature democratic society. The fourth, establishing a fully moral and ethical society. Fifth, establishing a mature, liberal and tolerant society. Sixth, establishing a scientific and progressive society. 7, challenge, cabaran ke-7, establishing a fully caring society and caring culture. 8, challenge is ensuring an economically just society. The 9th one, the last one, establishing a prosperous society. So these are the 9 challenges. A developed Malaysia must have a wide and vigorous middle class. I'm just following what I mark in yellow. Must be ensured the healthy development of viable, robust Bumiputra commercial and industrial community. Must escalate directly our programs for national human resource development, the need for mental revolution and cultural transformation, target almost doubling our real gross domestic product every 10 years. Yeah. Target every 10 years, Wawasan 2020, target every 10 years to double GDP between 1990 to 2020. If we do this, our GDP should be about 8 times larger by the year 2020. Larger than the time he made a speech, 1991. He said that our real gross domestic product every 10 years, target of almost doubling of our dua kali lipat, double. Our real gross domestic product every 10 years between 1990 and 2020. So by that time, 8 times larger than today in 2020. And then it was in 1990. Should be about 8 times larger by the year 2020 than it was in 1990. Yes. Our GDP in 1990 was 115 billion ringgit. So our GDP in 2020 should therefore be about 920 billion ringgit in real terms. In 1990, constant price. See, constant price. Remember, I taught you what is constant price. Very important. This rapid growth will require that we grow by an average of about 7%. Yes, this is what was envisioned by Wawasan 2020. Mesti grow 7%. We grow by an average of about 7% in real terms. Of course, constant price, annually over the next 30 years. Dr. Mahathir was very upset Malaysia did not achieve wawasan 2020. After he stepped down, I'm not saying more because I'm not trying to put fingers on other people, but he was very angry. Wawasan 2020 tidak dicapai. He wanted by 2020 Malaysia fully developed nation, high income, and yes, there's a category, there's a some type of definition, high income developed country. Yes, you can have a developed country with or without, but you need to have high income to become a developed country. You cannot, I think, you cannot become a, well, can you become a developed country without having high income? Yes, but it's difficult. You need to have high income to become a developed country. Yeah, that's my point. So this rapid growth will require that we grow by an average of about 7% in real terms annually on average over the next 30 years. But that did not happen. Number one, in 1991, this after crisis, because before crisis, 1991, because 1997, 98, East Asian financial crisis. Dr. Mahathir was very angry. This is the work of Soros, George Soros, penyangat mata wang, that attacked Asian countries, currency, by investing in these countries and immediately pulling out just to damage the currencies of these Asian countries. Dr. Mahathir blamed that Soros on George Soros, penyangat mata wang. So that happened in 1997, 98, and he started his Frank Sinatra way. I did my way. He September. This is September, right? Yeah. September 2, he sacked Anwar Ibrahim. He sacked Anwar Ibrahim as a Timbalan Perdana Menteri and also Menteri Kewangan. He sacked him, and the next day he started his own Frank Sinatra way. I did my way. Capital control and pegging. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt because I have class after this. When will we finish?
Oh, sorry. We stop here. I'm so sorry. I'm confused with my class. Finish at 5. I'm so sorry. So we finish here. Really, I'm sorry. I thought my class is. Okay, I'm gonna do the QR code now. So anytime, please intervene, okay? I sometimes forget. There's a kelemahan manusia. Itulah manusia. So pardon me, forgive me. I'm sorry. I thought I was still having the class.